some of the stuff that Sheik would do, Sabu would do. He was heavily influenced by his uncle. He loved his uncle. And many times Sabu would go to the hotel in his gear after a show. I'm Rob, you know that.
Dude, did you know you can subscribe to onlywrestlers.com and keep in touch with your favorite wrestlers? The party never has to end.
One of a Kind with Rob Van Dam is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Rob, I have a question actually. When I never asked you this. So when you were training with Sheik and Sabu, so the dojo where he was training was in Lansing. Where was that?
It was outside of Lansing, and it moved a couple times. So Williamston was one town, and Webster was one town.
Oh,
And yeah, and then
where were you? Where were you? Were you like at a hotel or at his house? Where were you staying?
no, I actually lived. My
Oh,
parents only lived 45 minutes away.
oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I was all set to go to Killer Kowalski school in my head.
Oh, okay, yeah, Boston, in
I was
Boston, yeah,
saving
yeah,
money up. Yeah, I was
yeah,
gonna move
yeah,
to Boston, and then I found
yeah.
out the Sheik is right
Mm.
here, and I found out later, synchronistically, that the Sheik and Killer Kowalski both got trained by the same guy anyway, Burt Ruby. So that
I
was
didn't know that.
said that.
Wow, that's
yeah,
interesting. Yeah, that's
And how
wild.
about that? He was on the documentary on
yeah,
Dark Side.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
gotta
cool.
check that out tomorrow. I'm gonna watch that. Yeah,
Yeah, you'll
yeah,
like it
I
a
was.
lot.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, no, I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will because I
Yeah.
got an opportunity once to wrestle Sheik, but a tag match in
Really?
ECW. I don't know if Rob, you might not have been. No, you weren't there yet. It was me and Kevin Sullivan versus Sabu and Sheik. And Sheik. Now I wasn't there when it happened, but Paul had sent one of somebody to go pick him up at the airport. We
Mhm.
didn't it wasn't a car service, but it was somebody like one of those whatever it was, a young wrestler, someone who helped out in the building, whatever, to go pick up Sheik at the airport in Philly. Sabu was already at the building. And I asked Sabu, I go, listen, I never met your uncle. I have a lot of respect for him. What's the do's and don'ts? He goes, just don't say nothing. Just let him do whatever the fuck he wants. I said, okay, I'll just shut my mouth. I'm good. Right. So what happens is Sheik gets a ride from this guy. I don't know who it was, a younger guy. And as he's getting out of the car at the building, this is as he's arriving, he Sabu told me the story, and it was a shoot. He threw a fireball at the fucking guy from the back seat when he got out of the car. It's ECW Arena, right? And but he didn't hurt the guy. The guy was just, and then he started working the gimmick, and went in the building. Drove from the airport to the building, hit him with the fireball. The guy was okay, and the guy was terrified. We go into this match. Kevin Sullivan and I just shut up. Sabu kind of shut up. We let Sheik and Kevin Sullivan, the veterans, they worked. The two veterans worked it out. Sheik's supposed to hit me with a fireball. I have Sabu in some kind of submission, but Kevin and Sheik never. I believe Sheik never made it in the ring because he was fighting with Kevin outside the ring, and Sheik was all banged up and older. So now he's kind of stuck in the fucking front row, the Sheik.
Yeah.
And I'm with Sabu, and I got him. I don't know. Let's say it's like a half crab. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's never going to reach you with the fireball because he's going to reach me. He's going to reach you, dude. I don't know how the fuck it happened. He threw the fireball from the first row, and it hit me in the back.
Holy
It
shit.
was insane. It was insane in front of about 300 people. And and all Sheik said to me before the match. Because I used to wear hot stuff a lot. Hot stuff's like an oil. Rob knows. It's like an oil that kind of has like a cinnamon smell. Brings like
Burns your eyes.
yeah. When you rustle guys, yeah. And he said to me, "Hey, don't use any oil because the fire is gonna fuck you up." And that was basically what he said to me. That was it.
That was it.
And I already had all on my back. So Sabu, I said, "Bro, get this shit off my back because your uncle's gonna turn me into a torch." So Sabu what would drive my back? Oh, that was my story on Sheik. Yeah.
That's
So
great.
That's
true
awesome.
story.
I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you, Taz, if you ever ran into Sheik, so that's pretty cool.
That was just the one time. Yeah, I was like, I was very respectful. I was in awe of him, and because Sabu always spoke so highly of him. I also knew his career,
Yeah.
and so it was like, I was enamored with him, and and I think Sabu had a lot of that. Like you guys were talking earlier about how some of the stuff that Sheik would do, Sabu would do. He was heavily influenced by his uncle. He loved his uncle. And many times Sabu would go to the hotel in his gear after a show. I'm Rob, you know that. He would go to the fucking hotel just as Sabu. which I loved. I loved it. Like, just live the fucking gimmick. I thought it was great.
All right. Summertime is almost here, and you want to look good for that summertime, don't you? Boys of Summer, the Ataris, the Don Henley. That's another song. Yes. Well, let's look perfect with the perfect gene. Why not? And I tell you what, I am not lying when I say this. This is 100% the truth. I am not yanking your chain here. The perfect gene is my favorite pair of jeans that I own. I got the Joker Blue, and they're right here, baby. Boom. I'm a size 28-30. You can see the tag right here. Boom. Slim fit. The Joker Blue. They're awesome. I wear them anytime I do a new wash. They are the first pair of jeans I go to, and for good reason. They fit me great. They form fitting. They stretch to your body. And yeah, there's plenty of options that you can do when you go to theperfectgene.nyc. And per usual, like every podcast does, we got a special deal for our listeners. That is, it's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectgene.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use code RVD15 at checkout. That's 15% off your new customers at theperfectgene.nyc with promo code RVD15. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Hey, fuck your khakis and get the perfect gene.
Hey, you can have better sex with Blue Chew. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets. These erection-enhancing tablets help men achieve stronger, harder, and longer-lasting erections for sexual activities. Blue Chew is putting its money where its mouth is and offering you a month free. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. Blue Chew tablets are made in the US of A and prepared and shipped directly to your door. You can take them anytime, day or night, or so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The best part, it's all done online. That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew won't stop until every man is bricked up like a brick house. That is the mission. So make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of Blue Chew free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. We thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast.